I actually never brought up this particular natural nutritional supplement before for boosting testosterone, only because the studies are not great on it. Now, anecdotally, some people do feel that they're getting great results. So I want to go over that. I want to go over, let's call it the cousin to it as well. We'll go over maybe if it's the right fit for you, if you're using it, how many milligrams you want to look at, etc. All right, everybody, we are back. Brand new Cabral concept here, episode 2784. If you want all the research, the show notes, and the three big takeaways from today's show, head on over to stephencabral.com/2784. Let's dive right into it. So the product's name is Turkesterone, okay? Often just called Turk for short. We'll call it Turk throughout the show. So Turkesterone, what is it? It is an ectosteroid. An ectosteroid basically coming from plants, and these plants use this as their own natural steroidal hormone-based pathway. So some of the things that would actually contain this are normal everyday-based vegetables such as asparagus or spinach or mushrooms. Now, the way that it's supposed to work is that it's pretty close, like when you look at the actual molecular structure in chemistry, pretty close to testosterone. So this ectosteroid actually is very close to a similar nature to testosterone. It's a plant-based steroid. Now, when they've done subsequent studies, so original studies, they looked at it and they said, oh, protein synthesis was enhanced. What they don't tell you is that protein synthesis was enhanced in the liver, but in humans, but not necessarily the muscles. So the actual results, although great for a plant, right? What does it do? It increases essentially anabolism in the plant. It increases cell growth. So as humans want to grow larger, bigger muscles, whatever it may be, recover faster from workouts, that's what the results basically are meant to be. So the results are meant to be stronger, more stamina, increased muscle growth or cellular muscle growth, faster recovery between workouts, and better protein synthesis, which is the uptake of protein using nitrogen and other factors as well in order to rebuild the muscle stronger and larger. So it's a great concept to start with. It works in plants. Has it ever worked out in subsequent human studies? Well, it looks like there's been about 5 to 6 studies now, at least 2 of them human-based. One in 2006, one in 2018. The one in 2018 actually showed promise. They took, I believe, 46 men. Just like the one in 2006, they had a placebo-based group, which is great because you want to test against a placebo, because if you believe you're taking it, turkesterone, then you should be able to get the same results. Well, I shouldn't say the same results. You may actually get better results because you believe that you're on it. So you want to test the placebo group versus the actual group that's getting it. Now, there's a couple issues with this particular study. One is they weren't taking exactly turkesterone. They were taking 100 milligrams of an ectosteroid. So they were taking a similar, let's call it component of turkesterone, because they're both made from they're both made from ectosteroids, a plant-based steroid, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's that exact product. So at least we have that point of contingency. The other is that the people on the ectosteroid did seem to get results. So there we have it. Like, okay, they're getting better results. The problem is this: when they then did the final tally, there was an issue. They tested the product that they were taking, because they tested it once they saw that people were getting results, and they realized that out of the 100 milligrams that they gave people, there was only 6 milligrams of actual ectosteroid in there. So that in of itself, like, you should not be able to get results with 6 milligrams. So it comes down to what else may have given them results. Well, they were also getting a little bit of leucine with that. 100 milligrams or so of leucine, would that have made a difference? Probably not. That's such a minuscule amount. Could there be a confirmation bias in the study? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. If it was double blind, then that would be very difficult to just say, okay, this is the group that is going to get better results. Could it be this small amount of men, the men in that group, they had better genetics, they may have trained harder, etc., to get better results? They did have about 1 year of training, so it's not like they were just complete amateurs. And then there's also the issue with the actual methodology they used to look at muscle growth. So they used something called bioelectrical impedance. Bioelectrical impedance has been known for a long time to have a plus or minus ratio of anywhere between 3 and 6%. That means on one day you could be 18% body fat, and on the next day you could be 21 or 24% body fat. Now, your body fat actually never changes, right? Given that 24 hours, very, very minor. But what can change is the methodology within the testing. So we know that if you are fasted, you could have a faster biological impedance. So you might show a lower number. If you're dehydrated, then you'll have actually potentially a higher one. There's less water to move through the body. If your body's warmer, you can have a lower body fat reading. And why does the body fat matter at all? Well, given your weight, so let's just say, again, you weigh 200 pounds and you show up as 20% body fat. Okay, so we know that's about 40 pounds of fat, right? Okay, so now all we have to do is subtract 40 pounds from 200, and you're 160 pounds of lean mass. Now that includes bone, it includes organ, that includes muscle, etc. But let's just say that the biological impedance changed by, let's just say, even say the 3%, right? Like, so what's 3% on 200? Well, that's 6 pounds, right? Like that's a significant, I just want to make sure my math is correct inside of my head. 3%, 2 is 1. Yeah, so it's 6 pounds. So that's a big change, right? If you went down by 3% and said you were 17% body fat now, and you weighed the same amount, well, all of a sudden now you gain 6 pounds of lean body mass. So the testing is not typically how we like to do that in terms of actual muscle testing. And since that trial, really nothing has been done. Now, I will say anecdotally, and I think anecdotal reports are necessary in science, because I think continuing studies need to be done. And even if one study proves something, I think you really do want a handful of studies to continue to be able to replicate those results. Any one study can get any one result, but being able to replicate it over and over is really the gold standard of what we look for in science, whether it's conventional medicine or it's natural health-based. So here's what I wanted to share with you, is that I will say that in the bodybuilding-based community, for those that are using this product, since it is legal, and they want to boost muscle mass, they want to boost strength, they want to boost recovery, all of these different things, they're not using 100 milligrams. They're using 500 milligrams plus. Some people are using 1,000 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams a day. That's 1 or 2 grams a day. I'm not recommending that. I'm not saying that you should be using that, and I'm not even sure it's the best use of your money. I'll tell you in a moment why I don't believe that it is, unless you're starting to already do the things that you should for building muscle and boosting testosterone. Now, the one other product that I said I was going to talk about, but I just want to touch on it because the problem is that it's not legal. Like literally, it's not legal to buy. Over the last year and a half, over a dozen companies have been cited for putting this ingredient inside of their product because it is not, it's considered not GRAS, generally recommended as safe by the FDA. So you're literally not allowed to sell this product. The product's name is 5-alpha-hydroxylaxagenin. It has different pronunciations, but it's as LAXO and then GENIN, laxagenin. And this is like an ectosteroid. I said that it's a cousin of, but it's called a brasinosteroid. And a brasinosteroid is also a plant-based steroid compound. There's about 40 steroid hormones in the brasinosteroid hormone family inside of plants. What does it do? It also promotes cell expansion, anabolism inside of the plant, growth. So basically, scientists are looking at, can we take a plant-based steroid? Can we give it to humans, male or female, that want to be able to boost muscle mass, strength, recovery, stamina, etc. And so when they look at this, that's what they're always looking to do, right? So they took one specific brasinosteroid, and that's the one that I just mentioned, typically just referred to as laxagenin, just like Turkesterone is referred to as Turk, and laxagenin technically is called 5-alpha-hydroxylaxagenin, and that is technically what is illegal to sell. Companies try to get around it by labeling it in different ways, using it in different ways, but it is not legal to actually purchase. So Turkesterone is legal to purchase. I did say it's not the first product that I would use if I were you looking to boost testosterone and boost all the benefits of testosterone, such as strength, mood, mindset, recovery, muscle growth, etc. Okay, so here's what I would recommend. I have lots of shows on it. I'm going to link those up here today. StephenCabral.com/2784. StephenCabral.com/2784 for the 3 big takeaways, and any pertinent show notes I'm happy to do. Remember, I can't link up nutritional supplements on podcast website pages, because anytime you discuss anything to do with disease diagnosis or medication or medical in general, you can't link up nutritional supplements. So I can't do that. but you know how to obviously find these at your favorite reputable based supplement companies. So the first one is this, vitamin D. Just make sure you have optimized vitamin D. If you don't have your optimized vitamin D, I'll tell you how to test that right at home in just a moment. So sleeping 8 to 9 hours, right? It's crucial. Just make sure you're sleeping 8 to 9 hours. If you want recovery, you need to do that. Track your sleep. Make sure you're getting 1.5 hours. That's 90 minutes of deep sleep or more per day. REM sleep is for the mind. You still need that 2 hours plus, but you need 1.5 hours of deep sleep for muscle rejuvenation. Okay. The next one, strength training, anywhere between 2 and 4 times per week. 3 seems to be the sweet spot for a lot of people. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Keep a day off in between, especially if you're a hard gainer. 5 grams of creatine per day. Still one of the gold standard-based supplements, creatine monohydrate. All right, those are all fantastic. And then I would say use the products that we know help boost overall muscle synthesis and boost testosterone. And those are vitamin C, zinc, boron, things like Tongkat Ali with a little bit of good research behind it, ginseng, and things like maca, tribulus, ashwagandha, especially the KSM66 patented version. All of those are absolutely fantastic. A product that we use is called Daily Testosterone Support. We use that inside of our practice for men or women who want to boost testosterone. Now, again, that's with the lifestyle, right? You don't want to just use Daily Testosterone Support and then not get sleep and over strength train or under strength train. So all of those are very, very helpful. And then again, creatine, I think, can be very beneficial for a lot of people. I would, without a doubt, be using those for at least 12 to 16 weeks minimum before I would ever start to use something like a Turkesterone, which I've never recommended it before in my private practice. I don't plan to ever recommend it. I would need to see more quality scientific research behind it, especially since the studies indicated that it boosts protein synthesis in the liver, but not actually in the muscles. And they actually looked at the muscle. So having said that, maybe it was a dosage issue. Maybe people just needed a higher dosage, which again, I'm not recommending, but maybe that's why in the studies, they weren't getting the results that they hoped to see. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, all the links except for the supplements will be at StephenCabral.com/2784. If you ever want to see what we use in our practice for protocols and at-home lab testing, like the stress, mood, and metabolism test, to actually test your testosterone levels right from home, to test your vitamin D, to test your thyroid, to test all those levels that are crucial for muscle building and boosting testosterone. That's the stress, mood, and metabolism test, daily testosterone. Those can be found at StephenCabral.com/shop. That'll take you over to the private integrative health practice, which is Equalife, and you can find everything there. Take care, everybody. Hopefully this was a helpful show. Feel free to share it with anyone you feel it could serve. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.